Hey guys, good evening. I am Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL, and we are about to look at creating a mercenary unit and then preparing it to go to war. I have a lot of stuff open right now, like a shit ton of books in order to help guide me through this process, and hopefully, by watching, you too will be prepared to do this for your own players. There probably won't be any spoilers in this particular GM session for the upcoming game, but if we get to a point where that's about to happen, I'll let you know. Oh, damn. Man, this reminds me of just how many Battletech books I have. The answer is a lot. So let's start with the unit Crow's Black. Crow's Black is going to need to be a lot bigger in text size. So, Crow's Black is a company-sized unit with the following assets. Well, this music's kind of ominous. I might switch it to something else. Alright, so, let's start tagging stuff with importantness. And then there should be something that says background color, right? Build color will be black. There we go. Can't I, like, merge this into one right here? Merge. Oops. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oh, no! Nope. Just keep making mistakes. There we go. Alright. Maybe this will do it. Okay, there we go. So, let's make sure that we have a color for each of these. The Mech Lance will give some goldenish color. Actually, we probably want that to be the background color. Look at me, I'm way more concerned about how this looks than I am about what we're actually doing. How sad. And then... and turn the interior colors white. Set this like this. Perfect. So anybody that's a member of one of these things will have their background color set to that. So the current assets are... oh yeah, that's right. I was going to put units over here. So we just need personnel, and then we figure out how much this personnel is worth. The roster starts with the top 2 officers, Captain Harold Crow, and Executive Officer and Operations Manager, First Lieutenant Crystal Loft. We should probably put him over here, and then put this to Commander. They don't belong to any particular unit. They are the chain of command. As you can see, I did a little bit of pre-prep to get ready for this stream, where I built up the unit, but we gotta assign everybody to a thing. So let's see here. We know that Mjolnir is in the infantry, so we need to set his background to the green. The green. Like Hal is also in the infantry, and Gwendolyn Krunsen. Perfect. We don't have a corporal name yet. If anybody has, we're doing this as a live stream, so if anybody has a suggested name in chat, I will take it. Zane Reiser is a member, is actually the commander of the Armored Lance, I think, right? No, it might be Staff Sergeant. I think the logistics guy... which one of them commands it? Shit. Oh, Butch McGurk is Raddosaurus' character, so he's... definitely listed as a Mechwarrior. And then that makes Staff Sergeant Zane Reiser the commander of the IFV and infantry carrying APCs. Perfect. Everybody else doesn't have a lance to go to. And that makes chain of command pretty obvious here. It starts with the first lieutenant and then the Mechwarrior. So yeah, let's actually write that down. Chain of command is mechs, vehicles, infantry. So if for some reason the captain and the first lieutenant go down, it will then be SidAlpha's character, first lieutenant Maxwell Harridan, who's not listed on this because he doesn't have any jobs beyond being a Mechwarrior. Then it'll be second lieutenant Rex Mjolnir as the highest ranking member of the infantry, and if he goes down, it's up to Staff Sergeant Zane Reiser. And you know, I figure if you lose 4 or 5 members of the command staff, at that point it's not gonna matter who's in command. The unit's probably dead. Oh, yep, I actually put it down here that Zane Reiser is the commander of the wings. Perfect. All right. We also need to include 1 unit of technicians. Let's see here. Technical staff that are headed by Doctor. Need a random name generator here. Who knew I'd need one so soon? Name generator. Michael Waring, I like that. So that's him, and that includes science. Some science. He is a technician, so we need 6 Aztecs. These are assistant technical staff that help load things. And we also need 4 squads of infantry. I forget how many infantry are in a squad in Mechwarrior, but I'm sure I can look it up. Battletech infantry. Infantry. Let's see here. Floop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Specialized infantry. Infantry organizations. There we go. A squad. Blah, 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 blah. Platoon. Consists of 4 squads for a total of 28 soldiers. Okay. So, let's talk about pay for all of these fine folks. And I think that's on A Time of War, page 335. We'll see how correct my memory is. Yes, that's exactly what we've got. I also have the pay that our current people have. Let's see here. Let's go to finances and start the finance list. How do I want to do this chart? Well, we'll just do like unit and then monthly payment. And that should cover everything. Bold this. Make it white on black. And then we'll have to do some sort of summation formulas at some point. But let's get started. So, Maxwell Harridan has a monthly payment of $42.45. Next up is, this is Pondo's character, whose name is Vincent. 2,500. Next up is Butch McGurk. Payment 31.25. And finally, Dr. Sean Goldhirsch at 2,700. That last number is probably going to change a lot. The good Dr. Hirschmababer, Hirschmagursch, is super low ranking as a trainee, but one mission should allow him to level out of that and probably pick up 2 or 3 ranks. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so the captain gets paid for being a mech warrior, even though he has a mech but doesn't pilot it because he's injured. But he still draws pay as both a mech warrior and an officer. He's a veteran at both, which means he gets paid. Oh man, I'm gonna need my calculator so badly. Thank you, calculator program. I would not survive without you. Okay, so he makes 1,500 times 1.5 times 1.5 equal to 3, because he does officer. Then add their ranks. His current rank multiplier should be double, should be times 2, because he's so he's going to get a 5 times pay. All right, so he gets paid 7,500 a month. Not bad. First Lieutenant Crystal Loft gets paid only for her duty as an officer. An administrator. So 640. However, she's incredibly competent, so she gets to times 1.5. And then her rank gives her, as a first lieutenant, it should be 1 for 1. So she gets 2.5. 1,600. Well, she gets paid less than the Mechwarriors. How sad for her. Alright, Staff Sergeant Butch McGurk. We already know how much he costs because he is one of our players. Next up is Sergeant Blake Howe, who gets paid for administration duties and Mechwarrior. No. He's infantryman, right? Blake Howe. Yes, green. Infantry. Boom! Nailed it. I knew there was a reason I did that ahead of time. And let me know in chat if you guys have any questions about this senseless babbling. Okay, he's a regular infantry. He gets paid 750. Because he gets paid the better of his 2 levels of skill. He is a veteran, so he gets 1.5 plus his competence at administration, which is going to be a regular level at 1, so he gets 2.5. And then with his rank, he's going to get 0.6. So that's going to be 3.1. 750 times 3.1 is 23.25. The next person should be getting paid exactly the same. Staff Sergeant Zane Reiser is 1 rank higher than his fellows, which means he gets 5/6. And he's also a vehicle pilot, so I'm going to have to do different. He is 900 as his base salary. Then he gets the same deal, 2.5, and then 5/6. What is 5/6? Well, it's easy. I'll just do 5 times 6, or 5 divided by 6 and figure it out. 5/6 is 0.83 plus 2.5. 3,333 repeating times 900 gives him a 3,000 salary. He gets paid more than most of the Mechwarriors. How sad. Second Lieutenant Rex Neilner. Alright, they get all sorts of crazy stuff. They are an infantryman, but they're also an officer of pretty high rank. They start with 0.83. They're going to get paid for being a specialist infantry, which is 960. And 2.5. 31.96. That guy gets paid more than most of the Mechwarriors as well. All right. Our Doctor of Engineering gets, let's see here, Mech Technician, 800. And we're going to make this guy a veteran at repairs. So he gets 800 times 1.5 is 1,200. All the Aztecs are also going to be veterans, which means that this is a veteran unit. So 6 Aztecs is blah, blah, blah. 800 times, oh, it's literally just one. So I just get paid 800. 28 soldiers, regular infantry gets 750 times 28. 21,000. And I forgot to account for there being 6 Aztecs. 4,800. All right, let's get this moved over to the other sheet, which isn't going to be all the finances, but should be most of it. Huh. You know, I could just do this. And then just keep moving everything up. Okay. Intelligence, logistics, communications. Oops. Technical lead, Aztecs, and soldiers. They're also going to need to pay for everybody's, so I need to write this down. Oops. All base expenses are, oof, I forgot where this was. Oh, there it is. Base quarters are 240 times number of people times 0.2 because, well, it should actually be 1.2. They need to pay 20% more to get entertainment and network connectivity for everybody, plus quality food. So it's 240 again. And this is just to keep everybody fed and housed. Man, this is an expensive mercenary unit. We haven't even gotten to maintaining the mechs yet. But that's what we're going to do now, is to put all of the units on the list. So, our current unit list is... I don't know that I spelled maintenance right there, but... hardly the thing to be most worried about. Boom. Okay. I'm going to need to pull up our mech list. We've got a Wolverine. A Crab. And you know what? We might as well include its BV, its battle value, because I'm going to need that later in order to determine enemy attacks. Battlemaster for the good commander. We've also got a Jenner. And what's the last mech? Crab, Wolverine. What does SidAlpha have? Huh. Oh, Blackjack. Alright. Blackjack has a cost of 3. 147,225. Next up is Wolverine for 827,682. Ooh, I shouldn't have closed the Blackjack before getting its battle value rating. Blackjack 1DB has a battle value rating of 1015. There we go. Wolverine has a rating of 1101. I don't even know how to calculate maintenance for mechs, by the way. I might have to just make something up. Crew owning its local TV, basic cable, HBO, or Cinemax come out of their cost. They gotta watch Solaris 7 Gladiator fights on their own time. This is the Crab, 4050875. A battle value for a Crab 20 is 1143. I'm still fascinated by the fact that the Crab has such a higher rating than the Blackjack simply because it has 5 tons and an arm. They're otherwise almost functionally identical. Battlemaster. This is going to be the expensive one, but let's put this after. The Jenner. Jenner. 3198375. Battle value rating of 875. It actually has a pretty high rating compared to all the guys that have 10 or more tons on it. It's because it's just a giant weapons platform. Right. Next up is Battlemaster. 8501, 243. This mech will probably not see action for some time in the campaign until somebody else pilots it, given that its pilot currently can't use it. Okay, next up we need battle values for a couple of different things. Gonna have to go over to the 3039 record sheets. Probably we need a what do we got? 2 Swiftwind scout cars and 2 hover APCs. You know, I'll copy paste. That probably will work better. Boom, nailed it. Swiftwind scout car. Does it not say how much it's worth on its sheet? That is a problem. But it has a battle value rating of... Is that really right? 83? Well, I guess it is a tiny piece of garbage. With no weaponry. Just gets shot a lot. Swiftwind scout car. The Swiftwind. Cost is 54,496. 469, sorry. Hover APC should be shortly after it. Hover APC. Battle value 102. These actually have weapons, however. Just little machine guns. Heavy wheeled APC. No, I need hover APC. Hover APC cost 87,600. Okay. Now we need the cost of infantry. Rifle infantry. Foot infantry rifle platoon. Perfect. And this is a full platoon size. Battle value is 82. Foot infantry rifle. And their cost is already included in what they get paid. Alright. Now we need to figure out maintenance. Battletech maintenance costs. Mech repair costs. Strategic operations. Rules for repairs and replacements are in strategic operations. Just has time to repair, replace. So in order to repair, replace something, some people are saying it's in interstellar operations, then is that even out? It's so weird that it wouldn't be out. Battletech interstellar operations. It is out. I don't want to just pick it up real quick and have to read through it, though. Let's check out those rules. For time. We're going to skip sideways and do repairs. Although, I really should get a summation. Equal to sum of all of its parts. And that's what, 24 million. Wow. Okay. Finances, I should do the same thing. Is equal to sum of all this junk. Okay, so expenses is going to equal 240 times the number of people in the unit, which is 28 plus 6 plus 1. I should probably get a calculator. 6 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 46 people. Times 1.2 times 240 again. It costs $3 million a month in order to maintain this unit. Can that be right? 240. No, that can't be right. That's because I multiplied everything rather than add it together. It should be 240 plus 240. Let's put another bracket around it. Oh yeah, we do that. I didn't like that. Okay, well, we'll just write 480. An error again. Oh. There we go. Okay, that is a lot more reasonable. I was going to say 3 million a month is not great. So we don't know what maintenance is yet, but we will soon. So right now the unit needs to spend 86,012 C-bills a month just to maintain the people inside of it. Not even the mechs. Alright, so according to this, write this down. Repairs cost time plus salvage. So, if you have salvage, you technically don't pay anything at all. Captured enemy units can be used to replace combat losses. So, let's assume that salvage-wise, there's enough armor plating to replace every mech. We'll figure out what that is at a later date. It's a little ridiculous to look it up. We'll do it after the first time we have to go through and repair everybody. And then 1 load of extra ammo. That should be more than enough to get the unit through basic maneuvers. However, no repair, no replacement weapons or anything like that. So if they lose critical parts or internal components, they won't be able to replace them without having to go to the market and buy new ones. And the prices of that are in the technical manual, which I don't have, so I guess I'm going to have to pick that up at some point if I want to get really, really into this. And I'm not sure how into this I want to get. Maintenance. Maintenance costs. Nope, it just says maintenance time. Yep, they really don't have a way to maintain things. Okay. In order to figure out these maintenance costs, I'm probably going to do contracts and maintenance for now based off of a unit called Stars Without... I'm sorry, based off of a system called Stars Without Numbers. In it, there's a mercenary book called Starvation Cheap, where you can make mercenary legions. And what is the maintenance cost on... Let's see here. Building a mercenary legion. Okay, troops are assumed to be paid monthly. Those who run short on cash, blah, blah, blah. Troops are kept strict discipline or don't loot, blah, 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 blah. So, it looks like it assumes that maintenance costs are 10% of the actual... cruiser class contract. Interesting. Oh, the contract determines how much something costs. Oh, interesting, interesting. I like the idea of 10% though. That will make this easy. So is equal to 0.1 times here. And then there's a thing you can do, right? There's a... Yep, it automatically did it for me. Perfect. That is not correct. There we go. That's still not correct. Alright, I'm gonna have to write the number down. 2400953.8. Wow, cost a few million to keep the unit running every month. 2400953.8. Okay, so there's our total expenditures. In order to create a contract, you need to take the total expenditure of a mercenary unit and then add 25%, and with a couple of modifiers. So current contract is 2486965.8. Six 5.8. Okay, so modifiers is equal to 1 plus 0.25 plus client's enemy's current winning plus 0.25, and we're going to give a couple of bonuses based on the rights to this particular thing. So we have command rights, overhead compensation, salvage rights, support rights, transport terms. So command rights are going to be flat out, this unit has its own command structure, right? Command rights. Independent commands allow a force field, battlefield autonomy with no interference from the employer, the employers, or the employer's representatives. Or liaison command accepts the liaison that accepts the employer and accompanies them. Not that one. Not house command. Under integrated, no. I think they're going to be a liaison command. So I'm going to give them a 0.2. Next up, overhead compensation. I think we've already got that established. Let's see what the game actually says about overhead compensation. Transport, reputation, salvage rights. Okay. How much of the force's combat operations cost the employer will reimburse above and beyond. Straight support, the employer agrees to pay a percentage of the command's monthly peacetime operations as a bonus for the period of the mission. When the combat is expected, a straight support agreement usually benefits the employer, as the expenses of repairing battle damage can quickly exceed normal maintenance. Battle loss compensation arrangement, the employer agrees to cover a percentage of the cost. Customarily, the employer is required to compensate the force within 6 months of the loss date. Compensation is cumulative, blah, 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 blah. How much are they expected to give? Wow, straight 80%. Okay. Oops. We need to close this loop real quick. So, they have command rights of, what did I say they were? Liaison? Full salvage rights. Well, we'll do 30%. That looks pretty standard. Support rights are straight 80. And they'll do transport themselves. So they're not going to get any payment plus 0.0. for transport. Salvage rights are 0.2. And salvage is a 0.2, which means in total, the contract is going to cost this much plus the original amount times 0.8. So the cost of this unit is equal to this times 0.8. 2.9. So the contract is, wow, 7 million a month. C-bill monthly. However, that will allow them to probably buy a new mech every 2 or 3 months. And if they get into any fights, they're going to have to pay for their own maintenance cost, which is not so good. Speaking of their current contract, this is going to get spoilery, so if you don't want to get spoiled for their upcoming contract, now's the time to leave. Contract number 1 is with a agent of the Sluis Merchants Association. And this person is also secretly a member of Loki. Loki is the intelligence operations of the Lyran Commonwealth Armed Forces. So they are purposely putting this mercenary unit out there to get them to fail. They're being set up for failure for this person. And their real name is Vester von Museldorf. And their cover name is Percival Braunstein. So the story is something along these lines. Loki wants to keep control of a situation. Hopper Morrison and his extractors pirate gang have been hitting the soon to be established Rim Collection worlds. In the next 6 months, the Rim Collection. Now, this is the future. This is definitely going to happen unless the players somehow cause it to change. It will come together with its own self-defense force, Abel's Aces. Loki von Museldorf, not Mucusdorf. Von Museldorf. Loki wants to use Hopper Morrison as a secret. Well, I don't know how to say this. Let's call it a false flag force. They have agents in his so-called intelligence operations feeding him data which allow them to control which targets he might hit. The extractors attacks on the nascent Rim Collective allow Lyran merchants to make money on repairs, salvage, rebuilding. Losing these contracts would be a big hit to periphery economy. Therein, Vester von Musseldorf is setting Crows Black up to fight the extractors and lose. Well, maybe not. That would be a little weird. They want to... Let's see. He definitely wants to draw the forces there. Oh, it's the opposite, right? He wants to fight the extractors and win. But first, the people of the planet need to feel threatened. So, using the Loki intelligence arm, a larger force from the extractors will be sent to the planet to harass the capital. The Crows Black will be sent to intercept and be defeated by these enemies. Now, this is obviously in their mind, this is how it's going to go down. After losing a few battles, Loki operatives will disable or destroy much of the extractor force, and then the CB will move in. Propaganda will carry the battle. So, for the final outcome for Loki, it is we of Sluis can defend ourselves without the Rim collection. We merchants should remain free. So they are going to attempt to control the battle behind the scenes to set up a narrative. If the mercenaries, aka the players, fall into this narrative, this line of events is going to work out exactly as I put down here. However, if the players at any point deviate from it, not only will this story change, but Loki will probably start interfering in a behind-the-scenes level to increasingly greater levels in order to make sure that everything goes according to plan. All according to Keikaku, as one might say. Interesting. Alright, so next up, I need to make some characters. Which means I'm going to have to go through the character creation process myself, which I've never actually done. It's going to be super sad. We need to start by making a LCAF. I don't know how to do this. Let's start here and then make a copy. Isn't there like a make a copy thing now? Make a copy. There we go. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. I can't read half of this shit. Alright, excellent. So all of that's already spent. Next up, I need to purchase an affiliation, and that affiliation is going to be Lyran Alliance. Module cost is 150. Where do I put down how much something costs? I can't alter this. Will this work? Nani? There we go. Let's start here. So we got 4,200. We're going to make a field called equal to sum of all of these. And that way I can make sure... Oops, I want to do the opposite, right? I want to do... Shit. Alright, I got it. I know what I want to do is equal to this minus the else value. Oh, of course. I need to put an inner ring. There we go. Okay. Secondary language is German. Art any plus 10. Attribute edge minus 50. Traits equipped plus 100. Extra income plus 50. Wealth plus 100. Negotiation. See, I don't know if I care about all this other stuff. I might just take one of the field characters and then just boost them up rather than make this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the pre-gen Mechwarrior and give him a boost rather than start a whole character from scratch. That's kind of a pain in the ass to make a whole new character that's probably going to die pretty quickly. So Lake Marsden is Mechwarrior pre-gen page 94. But they're going to have some other things. They have 1.4 times the amount of experience, so I'm going to give them an assault mech, and their rank needs to be much higher. Rank captain. And gunnery plus piloting. Wow, their gunnery and piloting are really bad on this. I'm going to make them a veteran, so gun pilot is 3-3. And they are going to pilot... What was that one called? Was it called a Banshee? Actually, the Banshee was really awful. I mean, it's a giant mech, but it has almost no weaponry. What's another good Lyran Alliance mech? The Grasshopper, maybe? It's only a heavy mech. Let me pull up the record sheets. See if I can find some good assault mechs. Some real good assault mechs. Oh, an Atlas. I mean, that's pretty much the... I mean, that's, yeah. When you think assault mech for Battletech, the Atlas is pretty much the king before the clans show up. It's a good one. That's a real good one. Shrek PPC character. Maybe that's what our bounty hunter will have. I like the idea of having a really good vehicle show up. Behemoth heavy tank. Behemoth. Ostos. Shrek PPC character. Carrier. Gunnery piloting of, again, 3-3. This is on page 145. Battle value is 935. I should probably look up the Atlas's battle value as well. 1897. Together, they might be able to take on the Lance. Actually, we need to figure that out. The Lance's combat rating is... Uh-oh. Did I close my calculator? Calculator! 1015, 1101, 1143, 875. The Lance has a BV rating of 4134, which means for a easy, medium, and hard fight, let's see here, is equal to this times 0.6 and a hard fight actually stronger than them. So let's move that over. 307 4960. The two of their rivals working together will equal a slightly harder than easy but less than medium fight. Not bad. Probably will need two things to round out the battlefield. We'll need 475 worth of battle value, which I think even the lightest mech will break pretty easily. So it'll have to be two vehicles of 237 or more battle value. That's about light combat rating. Let's see if I can find something like that. Ordnance trucks, don't care about that. A pack rat, huh? I like it. Page 34. Oops. Is equal to 344. All together, those three things, the pack rat, the Atlas, and the Shrek PPC character, should be able to work together in order to challenge the players. Okay. So I also need to come up with some other enemy lances. So 3307 divided by 4 means an average rating of 826. That's going to be light and medium mechs. The assassin is terrible. Oh, now there's a good idea. So possible lance, possible enemy. Panther. 2 Panthers. Make pretty good pairs with each other. 769, 769. Now I can afford to buy up a good medium. A pair of good mediums. Not cicadas. I said good mediums. Let's see what we got here. Clint. Man, that's a decent medium. Clint. Between this entire lance, they have very good medium range weaponry. And are quite weak close up, which is good because our... So this is... Let's move this over. This is a medium range lance. Medium range, no mobility. Which makes it incredibly weak to our players. Our players have a huge amount of long and short range firepower. That Jenner is very good at short range. Everybody else has good long range attacks. Or at least long medium. Medium long. But they also completely out mobility this lance. So I think it'd be a good matchup. 2952. And let's go for something a little bit more threatening. A big mech on one side. Grasshopper, huh? Too many weapons. Looking for a mech with a small number of weapons. Oh, the Orion. $14.29. 3307 minus 1429 divided by 3, which means each remaining mech has an average rating of 600-ish. Okay. We're looking at light mechs again. Or low end mediums. Ton of cicadas keep popping up. Jenner is so highly rated here, huh? Jenner A. Cool. Firestarter. Huh, that would be an interesting mech to throw up against the enemies. Against the players, sorry. There's too many weapons on it, though. Way too many weapons to be of use. And a pair of urban mechs. Urban mech UMR60L, which is the trash can. Oops. This is ultra close range. This would be an interesting one to throw up against the Lance. They would have to play keep away with those urban mechs, which they're normally pretty good at. But if those... I feel like this would probably be a good defensive formation. The Orion with its long-range weaponry and the Jenner with its large laser can kind of plink away at them, can kind of mess around with the Blackjack for a little while. What's the exact weaponry on the Orion? I know it's kind of a heavy mech that mostly focuses on its armor rather than on anything else. Bum, bum, bum. Stalker, Zeus. These are all too heavy. Where's that Orion? It's the name of the cat. That's a Men in Black reference. Just in case you ain't a knowing. The god-awful charger. Wow. Now that is a battle mech. I think that just about covers it. That gives us a couple lances to work with in the future. A variety of combat objectives. What's the one thing? Oh, that's right. If they're ever facing a thing, if they're ever in a blockade, I need to have double the amount of units. So 4134 times 2 is 8268. So this is their blockade unit. And it needs to be pretty hefty. Sorry, I'm thinking but not saying things out loud. There's a battle type that they might encounter where the enemy will have double their numbers and weight class. So we need to have a unit ready to do that just in case. Now, I don't know about double the numbers, but double the weight class probably is easily accomplishable. Which means each mech needs to have about a 2,000 battle value. Let's do Stalker. 3H. They actually don't make Battlemechs big enough to get that high. So that's a long-range support mech. Probably find a bunch of mechs like that to help out. Just really ultra-heavy mechs with some ridiculous outfitting. Atlas. I doubt there's a mech bigger than this in the books, so... Catapult K2. And then we're going to need a close-range support mech. Everything so far has been pretty brutally focused on long-range weaponry. But these guys are going to have to run past this unit at some point because it's a blockade unit. Which means they need someone that can fight in short range to block their path. Some sort of massive SRM. Oh, the Awesome. That's a great mech. 8Q. Yeah. So if they ever try to get into a fight with a unit like this, their only option is to make it to the other side of the map, because these guys are not joking around. I like this song to some extent. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Hadn't heard it before yet, so, you know. Alright, I think that covers almost everything. We've got our roster, we've got our units. Oh, you know what? I need to find the sheets for infantry. Where are they in this book? Vehicles, Battlemechs, conventional fighters, don't need that. First and Century, Star League. Oh shit, do they not have it in here? Let's check Total Warfare. Infantry platoon. See if we can pull something up with that. Generic infantry platoon sheet. Yeah, but I need one that's already filled out. Oh, the word infantry platoon comes up a lot. Nope. Nothing in this book, huh? Let's check the internet and see if they've got it. Battletech, infantry platoon, record sheet. That's right. That's what I'm looking for, is a record sheet. Battletech infantry record sheets. Oh, nice. Rifle platoon. Numbers. I don't know how these work. Oh, number of men in platoon. Oh, interesting. Tells you the base to hit number. Okay. All right. I think I've got it. I need to save this particular sheet to my Battletech folder. Boom, boom. Well, if you have any questions about what we've just done, let me know. You can find me on Twitter at APGamingREAL, and you can always email me, apgamingreal@gmail.com. However, I think we're ready for our first mission. We've got a story. We've got things going on. I have the first battle already set up, so I hope you'll stop by Thursday night or watch on YouTube to find out what's going to happen and where these players will go.